Hey guys, this is Dr. Hub. Today we look at the topic of the nasal septum. So here in nasal septum, first we need to know that there is a septum proper. There's something known as septum proper. So what are the components of this? So this is basically an osteocartilaginous framework. So it is an osteocartilaginous framework. And this is made up of, so what are the components of this? The components include the septal or the quadrilateral, so it includes septal as well as a quadrilateral cartilage. Next is, there is also perpendicular plate of ethmoid. So there are also other structures. In the end of the video we'll also be drawing the diagram. So there is also another structure, that is others such as the crest of the nasal bones. So there is crest of the nasal bones. Then comes the nasal spine of frontal bone, nasal spine. This is the frontal bone. And the rostrum of sphenoid. Rostrum of sphenoid. Then comes the crest of patellar bones. Then comes the crest of the patellar bones and the crest maxilla, the crest maxilla, and also the anterior nasal spine of maxilla. So the anterior nasal spine. This will be of the maxilla. So now let's draw a rough diagram to see the structures of the nasal septum. So drawing it rough. So this will be the perpendicular plate of ethmoid, and below that comes the nasal septal cartilage, and towards its side there is, this will be the Walmer bone, and let's write it down so that it doesn't confuse. This is the Walmer bone, and here this is septal cartilage, and PPE stands for the perpendicular plate of ethmoid bone. So then what is there in the end? So here there is the sphenoid sinus. Sphenoid sinus. So in the bottom part there is a nasal crest of maxillary as well as a palatine. So this is including the nasal crest. There is nasal crest and there is a maxillary and the palatine. So in the bottom there is also an incisor crest which can be seen. So this is a incisor crest, and on the top there will be this is the nasal process, the nasal spine of the frontal bone. So this was a rough diagram to show where the structures are. So on top we have the perpendicular plate of ethmoid, below that there is a septal cartilage, and next, sharing the border of two, there will be the Walmer, and on top there is a sphenoidal sinus. Next, in the bottom there is a nasal crest, maxillary and the palatine, as well as the incisor crest is present, and on top there is a nasal spine of frontal bone. So this was all about the nasal septum. To learn and grow daily like this, please do subscribe.